Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So it's somewhere around 12 noon Tuesday. It is the 13th of January. You can see it's 68 degrees down here by the TV set. The cable box says high noon. As you get closer to the stove, it kind of gets warmer. That says 72. That says 80. Humidity's down to 20%. Well, we got over the storm. Look at that. It says it's going to be nice out. That one says partly cloudy. 83 degrees. Oh yeah, over here by the stove it is warm. What am I up to today? Was looking at the Briggs and Stratton carburetor. You know, I saw some of the comments you guys made. I boiled that last carburetor, the one that I was going to put on the Yamaha Champ. I then kind of decided to go in a different way. I found a manifold that I can put on it, and I ended up going with a clone carburetor. So I was saying, you know, I should boil that carburetor. So I brought it down and decided to boil it. I would like to boil it, you know, normally if the wife wasn't home I might be boiling that upstairs, but she is home, so she wouldn't go with that so much. So instead, I decided to make chicken soup. So, you guys, that is a chicken carcass there, right? You know, after you eat the chicken, you got the leftover carcass after you roast up the chicken. Just broken in a couple of pieces. Now, the way I make chicken soup, and this is very easy, I boil up the carcass. Typically I throw in like 32 ounces of water, and then I always get one of the big cans of family size chicken noodle soup. This stuff came from Hannaford. You can see it's their Essentials brand of chicken soup. So I throw in a can of that, a chicken carcass. If I have any legs, wings, or anything, thighs left over that somebody doesn't eat, I throw those in. Obviously I cut the meat off them and throw them in. Let it boil up until, you know, the meat comes off the carcass easy, and I kind of scrape it with that spoon right there. So throw all that in. If I have any organs, I will use the gizzard, the neck. I normally don't put the liver in because the liver kind of taints the entire soup and makes it taste like liver. So I normally don't throw that in. It puts too much nasty flavor, a flavor I consider nasty, into the soup. So I don't do that. So let's see. I got the carcass, boil a few hours. Can of chicken soup concentrate. I used the big one. Once again, 32 ounces of water, one big can. Then I normally throw in, depending on what it looks like, how much meat is in there, what it, you know, kind of the consistency of it. I throw in frozen peas and carrots to mix. You buy the 1 pound bags. If it's a big pot, normally bigger than this, I'll use the entire bag. This is kind of a small batch, so I'll probably put in just half the bag. And then depending on what I'm in the mood for, either a handful of rice or a handful of noodles, or sometimes chicken tortellini, or not chicken, cheese tortellini. I throw some of that in there. When you put the cheese tortellini in, you are within, you know, 5, 7, 10 minutes of the soup being done. So, you know, be thinking of that. Oh, I'm throwing the tortellini in. Well, you don't throw the tortellini in and let it cook all day, because if you do, the tortellini fall apart and you just kind of have mush mixed up with the soup. I have a tendency to just boil the carcass like that, and I don't rush to put that in because that's already cooked. And if you cook it and cook it and cook it, you cook the heck out of that. What happens is all those noodles fall apart too. So probably in a couple of hours, the frame is ready to give up all those little scraps of tasty meat. So I'll scrape the frame down, get rid of the carcass. As a matter of fact, with the wood stove going right here, probably throw the carcass right in the wood stove, be rid of it that way. Then put that in, then my peas and carrots, somewhere between a half, 3/4, you know, once again, depending on the consistency. And normally, you know, a good solid handful of pasta, maybe, you know, somewhere around a half a pound of pasta, and the kind you like, whatever you like. So that's Harvey's chicken soup recipe, and here's my carburetor recipe. 1 carburetor in some water, boiling on the wood stove. Right? See that? I can do 2 things at once. Aren't you guys impressed? Just kind of cold out today. Obviously, I'm not getting outside to do much of anything. Probably what's going to happen is I'm going to boil this for a little while longer. I'm going to take it out, see you know how well the choke is moving, how well the throttle is moving. I'm probably going to get some carburetor cleaner, try to blast some of that through it, wipe the whole thing down with carb cleaner. Then I'm probably, I'm going to take it over to the compressor, blow it out with some compressed air. Really hope for the best on this thing. Finally, playing with numbers and part numbers and games. I did find an eBay carburetor for this engine. It was $40. I'm probably going to get it started with the carburetor I have, but the plan is, once again, I want this thing bulletproof, solid. So for $38.95 delivered, I also popped for a Briggs and Stratton OEM carb that should be on this thing, and my hopes are that this thing is an easy starter. 1 or 2 pulls, she's running, I'm out racing about, I'm happy, you're happy, we're all good. So I hate this kind of stuff. I hate when people weld sprockets on engines like that. If a lot of times what happens is, once you do this, the seal goes bad and it leaks oil like a pig. And not only that, should you decide that you want to take this engine apart to change it, you got to grind all of this off, and then you got to change the shaft. I mean, I just look at this and I consider it such a hack job. It doesn't look like the splines are in that bad of shape, so I'm thinking he lost the actually, I don't see the holes here to bolt this on. This isn't the right sprocket. Right, normally you have the holes and you turn the thing. So Mr. Hackjob wanted to put a sprocket on here that didn't belong on here, and he welded it. You know, spend the 15 bucks and go buy a sprocket. Cheap guy. Okay guys, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. Weather's supposed to warm up after this rotation, so hopefully I can get myself back outside playing with my toys, and hopefully that'll give you guys something a little more interesting to look at than Harvey cooking videos. But sorry about that. Guys, take care. Remember, keep your feet down, keep your head up. Don't go outside and fall on the ice. That's not a good thing. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. And remember to enjoy all your days. No matter what's going on in your life, remember, take a few minutes and enjoy your day. Bye now.